You know that terrible moment when your mind just goes totally blank mid-conversation? Or when you say the exact wrong thing and just desperately wish you had a conversational reset button? Yeah, we've all been there. Well, let's dive right into this explainer today because we're looking at a platform called Talkingskill.com that's trying to give us exactly that. It's aiming to take the unpredictable, high stakes, and honestly kind of scary real world of social interaction and turn it into a completely safe, gamified sandbox. We're going to explore how it suggests we can actually master human connection through practice rather than, sheer panic.
So here's a question that completely flips traditional self-help advice on its head. If you want to be more charismatic, should you read a book or should you play a game? I mean, for decades, we've been told to go buy thick books on body language and persuasion. But let's be real, reading 100 pages about confidence while you're sitting alone on your couch doesn't actually build your real-world reflexes for when you're suddenly put on the spot at a networking event. It just doesn't work that way.
And that really brings us to the core philosophy here. We're contrasting the old way, static self-help books where you just learn abstract theory and try to memorize rules, with this totally new experiential method. This new way is all about getting actual conversational reps. Think about it like this. It's the difference between reading a really dense, boring manual on how to ride a bicycle versus actually hopping on the bike, pedaling, and finding your balance. You need the reps, not just the rules. All right, Section 1. Enter the training sandbox. The whole idea here is finding a safe place to practice before it actually counts. A space where you can say the absolute worst, most awkward thing possible, watch it crash and burn, and then just try again at literally zero cost to your real life. No lost job offers, no alienated friends, just hit retry. And the platform builds this using 3 unforgiving but honestly incredibly helpful rules. Number 1, mistakes cost nothing here. It's a rehearsal. If you fail a high-stakes opener 10 times in the simulator, you're not going to fail it in reality. Number 2, the meter tells the truth. In real life, your friends are probably going to be polite if you're being a bit awkward, right? Well, the game's interest meter is brutally honest. It crashes when you mess up. And number 3, replay until it's reflex. You just keep going until picking that high EQ response stops feeling like some forced technique and becomes just naturally how you talk.
Moving on to Section 2, the gamified learning loop.
So how does this actually play out in a way that makes you want to keep coming back? Instead of a boring static video lecture, it takes video game mechanics and applies them to real-world communication. And it does this in 4 simple steps. First, you step into a real scenario, like sitting on a train or walking into a tense job interview, real concrete moments. Second, you choose between 3 psychological responses, usually an aggressive one, an awkward one, and a high EQ one. Spotting the difference there is the actual skill you're building. Third, you watch the interest meter react instantly. Charm glows green, awkwardness stalls out in yellow, and aggression just crashes into red. And finally, you get an expert breakdown of exactly why your choice worked or failed. Boom, instant feedback loop.
Just look at how these daily momentum stats break down. It's literally designed to take about 5 minutes a day. You get 3 choices per turn, and you snag 20 victory XP for getting it right. By using daily streaks and experience points, it totally gamifies the process. That's what pulls you back day after day. And that consistency is exactly what turns those high EQ choices into automatic habits. Oh, and according to the source material, the barrier to entry is completely free, which obviously makes it super easy to jump into daily.
Okay, Section 3, unlocking real-world success.
Now, you're probably wondering, okay, but how do virtual experience points actually translate to my real life? Like, how does a game make me better at human connection? Well, the source material points out that strong interpersonal skills act as this massive compounding advantage across 4 huge areas of your life. In your career, it's about reading the room and landing that promotion, because let's face it, trust is built in conversation, not on a resume. For networking, genuine curiosity totally replaces those sleazy, transactional business card handoffs. And crucially, it transforms hard conversations. It turns tense conflicts from a fight that you have to win into a collaborative problem that you solve together, all while keeping your boundaries intact.
Now here is a super powerful, maybe slightly intimidating concept. The difference between charming and awkward is usually just 3 sentences. 3! Think about that. When it comes to dating or making a stellar first impression, practicing your openers and follow-ups in a simulator means you already know exactly what to say the second someone interesting sits next to you. You're not scrambling for words. Your conversational reflexes are just primed and ready.
Let's dive into Section 4, conversational cheat codes.
All right, let's unlock some actionable micro tactics that you can literally use in your very next conversation. Think of these as a real-world cheat codes pulled straight from the platform.
First scenario, what is the fastest way to sound more confident? This is a massive friction point for so many of us. We tend to assume confidence means talking loudly about our achievements, or pitching ourselves, or just dominating the airspace so there are no awkward pauses. But the solution here is surprisingly simple, and it's the exact opposite of what you'd expect. The secret? Replace statements about yourself with open questions about them. A casual "first time here" carries the conversation so much further than just randomly stating facts about your own day. And the psychology behind this is absolutely fascinating. Asking a relaxed, open question instantly reads to the other person as confidence, not nervousness. You are actively handing them the spotlight, which proves you're totally secure in yourself. It's a game changer.
Okay, next major hurdle. How do I keep a conversation from dying? Oh man, we have all been trapped in that horrible, agonizing silence after a dead-end compliment, right? You say, "Nice shirt." They say, "Thanks," and then crickets. You're both just staring at the floor. So how do we systematically fix this little glitch in the social matrix?
The answer is to make bids they can build on. The absolute winning formula is an observation plus an open question. You've got to hand them the microphone. So instead of that dead-end compliment, observe something in your shared environment and attach a related question to it. It lets genuine curiosity win out over robotic small talk, and it gives the other person this incredibly easy, low-pressure on-ramp to keep the conversation flowing.
All right, now for what pretty much everyone considers the ultimate boss battle of social interactions. How do I ask for someone's number without being awkward? Whether it's networking, making a new friend, or asking someone on a date, this is the exact moment where the stakes feel the highest and where we are most likely to completely freeze up or just chicken out entirely.
According to the simulator's data, the winning strategy is to just be warm and direct. Honest and kind wins every time. Look, hinting guarantees absolutely nothing happens, and applying pressure just reads as desperate. The absolute highest EQ move you can make is to state clearly that it was genuinely really nice talking to them, and then just actually ask for the connection. It completely removes the weird pressure, it's highly respectful, and it relies on genuine, straightforward communication. So bringing this all back together, we really have to ask the big question. Can communication skills actually be trained like a game? Can you seriously build real-world charm and empathy just by clicking through scenarios on your phone for a few minutes a day? Does this digital pattern recognition actually hold up out there in the messy, real world?
The answer from the source material is a resounding yes, and the core takeaway is exactly this. Skills come from reps, not theory. Your next conversation is waiting. It is time to stop endlessly reading the rules and start actually getting your reps in. Role-playing these scenarios with instant feedback builds the exact same cognitive muscles you use in real life. So I'm going to leave you with this final provocative thought to chew on. If the difference between a missed opportunity and a totally life-changing connection is usually just 3 sentences, how many reps are you willing to put in before you walk into your next big conversation?